Well, it took us a year to figure it out.
Yeah, well, even then, technology doesn't friggin' work for us. Or the ghosties like, jokes. You don't get to record nice audio.
No. It's like, you summoned me?
Yeah. You talked about ghosts for a whole episode and you didn't think I was going to show up? Hello.
Hi, guys.
Welcome back
to another episode of Sometimes Toronto Slaps. I'm Mak.
I'm Jubes.
And today we are talking about, it's like a relationship episode. So we're going to be talking about like moving in with your partner.
Yeah.
And different things around that, living with a partner.
Yep.
Because that's where I'm at in life now.
Yeah.
So in the whole moving in process, so I have things to say.
Mm-hmm.
And I can finally relate to it, so we can finally talk about it.
Yeah, literally. Yeah.
But
oh well, what's new with you? Other than moving in.
Yeah, pretty well. I have realized the value of good makeup.
Okay.
Only now.
Okay.
Because normally I'm like, oh, whatever, makeup's makeup, it doesn't matter. La la la.
Mm-hmm.
Until I decided to invest in like a quality kind of like eyeliner crayon.
Mm-hmm.
And I noticed that it doesn't smudge at all.
Nice.
At all, ever. And so I'm like, maybe spending more on makeup does make sense at times.
That's fair.
Or even like my mascara. Like I like the mascara I buy from Sephora. It's like the Caution one by what is it? Hourglass. So it's the Caution mascara by Hourglass.
Okay.
And then the crayon liner that I've been using recently is like the Kat Von D tattoo kind of crayon.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
One.
Yeah.
And just those two alone, because that's all the makeup I really use.
Mm-hmm.
I've just noticed that I'm like, wow, these actually go on so much nicer and
nice.
Really do just last longer. And so investing in good makeup does make sense now.
Yay. That's sweet.
And on top of that, I've been using the SAIE. S-A-I-E. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that properly.
Okay.
They're like, was it sun drops? Kind of thing like that.
Okay.
And so basically you put it on and it's supposed to like act like a tint for your face.
Oh, nice.
And so what I do is I just create my own like tinted moisturizer.
Nice. That's smart.
With those drops. So I can do like as little or as much as I want.
Mm-hmm.
Just so I don't look as sickly throughout the winter.
Nice. I'm going to need to get some of that because already my face is pale. And then I like put on whatever like tinted moisturizer, whatever I was using before. And then I took photos with a flash and my face is white. And I was like, oh, yeah, don't love that.
No, getting like those like sun drops. There's another brand. Maybe it's the Drunk Elephant. I don't know. Mm-hmm. But there's two brands of like sun drops or glow drops that you can get just like at Sephora. But I've been using the SAIE ones, and I find for me, because I am so pasty, it doesn't look like now I'm orange.
I'm actually gonna write that down. That's actually really handy.
Yeah. And then I've just used whatever moisturizer I'm using at the time for my face, and then I can adjust the ratio.
Like this way?
Yeah.
SAIE? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, there's like sun drops or moon drops you can get, and the moon drops are kind of like lighter.
Oh,
so if you're really pale, but the sun drops actually add some warmth into my face. It's very subtle. But the thing that I've noticed the most is that it makes my freckles pop again.
Nice.
Which I'm like, yes.
That would be so sick. Okay.
So,
because I literally am just like ghost-like, and I notice that it's happening already, and I'm like, no, I want to have my tan all year.
Well, because like last year I was using the Salty Face tanning drops and stuff, but I don't know, self tanner. I like Salty Face's ingredients, so for a self tanner, I do enjoy them as a brand. Yeah, because they seem to be like the least toxic that I've found. But I just don't really care like the whole process of self tanner sometimes.
Well, it scares me because I'm like, I'm not gonna get it even, I know, and I'm not willing to go through the trial and error aspect to get it that way because I feel like that boat kind of sailed in middle school, like when everyone else was playing with self tanner. So I don't want to be like the awkward 23-year-old that shows up as a pumpkin. Yeah. And where else was I going with that? I don't even know where to begin to start looking for colors, and like it depends on your undertones, and like like it's so much. No. Yeah. And
one thing Salty Face does have, they do have a spray one, which I think is a good intro self tanner, but I only have like the liquid drops and stuff. And so I remember the first time I used it, I went to like, I tried to swipe it behind my ear so it was like all even like everywhere.
Yeah.
And there was a very obvious like finger mark behind my ear. I was like, so I went home that night and like used a brush and smudged some more back there.
That's the thing, if you messed up, like you can't just like take your makeup remover to it and just be like, bye.
But I'm surprised no one noticed. I was at work. I was at
I think I remember you pointing that out to me, but I never was gonna be like, hey Michaela, why is there a finger mark behind your ear?
I know, exactly. Well, thankfully it was behind my ear of all places, right?
Yeah.
But I was like, oh no, now my hair's in a bun and I'm sure
that's so funny.
Someone's gonna see it. It was just
that's so funny. No, because I remember you like coming in and like raving about the drops or like the face, whatever it was, and I was like, ooh, okay. And then I forgot about it until I was out with a friend on the weekend and she had some on her dresser, and I was like, oh, I forgot about that.
Like I do, as far as self tanner goes, I do love Salty Face. Because I have like the light version, which I find doesn't make me orange. I don't have to trial and error. Like the color is good.
Yeah.
I don't care to apply it all the time.
Right.
The application, like the thought process of applying it the night before. I don't have the forethought for it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Don't do enough with my face. I'm wearing no makeup 95% of the time right now.
Yeah.
So I'm sure like if I'm out and about and doing things more regularly, then maybe I would think about it more. But right now I just don't care.
Yeah. No, that's fair. And like this summer I was too good about like wearing a hat and putting sunscreen on my face. So my face got like 0 sun. And I was like, oh.
Yeah, your skin will thank you later on the road. But
I know, but I was like, I want to be a tan goddess even on my face.
But yeah, no, so a good alternative to that is the Say drops, which you can adjust for the day. And then you can kind of see them.
Yeah, I'm totally going to go get those.
Yeah.
That's sick. I have to go Halloween costume shopping.
Oh, yeah.
I know this comes out after Halloween, but Halloween's like next week for us. But still don't know what I'm going to be.
We have a party on Saturday. I'm going to be Pennywise.
Nice.
I've already decided. I got my clown neck piece on Amazon yesterday too. And then I ordered a shirt on Amazon. And then I just got to get some red ribbon and some pom-poms or something to make the top look more like his top. I'm not going all out for the bottoms though. I'm just doing jeans because I couldn't be bothered to figure out.
Yeah, the thought of spending money on a Halloween costume right now, I'm like, I have 0 desire. So I'm trying to figure out like what I have at home that I can do. Because I want to use the blue wig that I used for the bachelorette party, and I have like a lab coat, so I could be like some sort of doctor.
No, you should be from the Blueberry Girl from Willy Wonka.
But Jenny was that last year.
So?
That's copying.
So? I guess.
I don't know.
Do you want my green wig and you and Bryce can be trolls?
That would be so funny. He was going to go as Andrew Tate.
Oh my god, that would be funny.
I'll shave my head for it too. And I was like, no, thank you.
It is a funny costume.
It would be a pretty. And I was like, and then I can go as one of your bimbos. And he's like, yeah, you don't even have to dress up. I was like, hey.
Oh my gosh, so stay tuned for our Instagram to figure out what we were. I mean, I know I'm Pennywise. I had that set in stone. I was trying to get my boyfriend to be Georgie. He is not convinced that a 6'5" Georgie is like, he's very true to character. Oh. And so he's like, I can't be Georgie because Georgie is so much smaller than I am. I'm like, well,
he didn't want to do Get Out then. That's
I know.
Pretty true to character. Well, not for you, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm not crazy trying to swap his brain into a white man.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I told Bryce, I was like, we could just dress up as each other. And he was like, no, because I look way too good in your leggings. And he's like, and you would just be wearing baggy clothes. And I was like, no, your clothes actually fit me really well. I'd look smoking.
No, I'm excited to see what you dress up. And then, yeah, if you guys follow our Instagram, you'll be able to see what our costumes were or how they turned out.
Yeah, I'm excited.
But I got some fake blood and everything. I'm going to do like an SS Georgie, like paper boat hat.
Oh, nice. That's going to be fun.
And then I'm having a balloon.
Sick.
Yeah.
Sick.
And my boyfriend's going to go as Michael Myers.
Oh, yeah. That'll be good.
We were trying to get a group of us together for like to do like a horror movie theme, and then no one went along with it. So
well, I'm trying to like think because I was like, we could be Ed and Lorraine Warren because I feel like I have Lorraine's closet.
Yeah.
And Bryce was like, I don't even know who that is.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, but it'd be so easy.
Yeah. It would have been so funny if you guys ended up doing like the twins.
I know. I asked him, I was like, do you want to be like the twins from The Shining? And he was like, no, I don't know who those are. I was like, fair, but that's also fair. I think that would be funny.
That's fair.
Or Algebra Nasty would love to see you in a dress.
Yeah. Yeah.
well.
I was gonna say, yeah, for my boyfriend, it's just easy because he's just in coveralls, and so he has coveralls. He lives in coveralls. He loves coveralls.
Yeah.
And I have a Michael Myers mask coming in the mail, and so
perfect.
you can either put it on or take it off. Like if someone's like, "Who are you?" You can put it on.
Yeah.
But
like, I'm Michael Myers.
But walking around with that mask in a party,
no, thank you,
all night would be dumb.
No, that lives on your head. Bryce, I probably is just gonna borrow one of Spencer's onesies again.
Yeah.
And then I'll be something else.
Yeah. If you want to be Georgie, that's still an option.
Okay.
You want to do a couple's costume for us?
Yeah. Okay, that's actually a really good idea. Because all I need is a yellow rain jacket.
Yeah, and then I could do the SS Georgie. I could just make you, and you can have that.
And then I just need a balloon.
Well, yeah, I was gonna get a balloon, but we basically could do that, and we could be Pennywise and Georgie, and I could have the SS Georgie cap, and you could have the balloon.
I'm so down for that. That's a really good idea.
But I'm so stoked. So all you gotta do is find a yellow raincoat.
I love it. Where's the nearest Spirit Halloween? Do you know?
There's one in the south and one in the north.
Okay, sick.
I don't know where the one in the south is though. The one in the north is just off of 16th, near Sunridge.
Oh, okay. Okay, sick. Oh, okay, that's gonna be so good.
Yeah, or you can also look on Amazon delivery too.
Will it get here before Saturday?
If you do 2-day, like I ordered my Michael Myers mask last night. It's gonna get here on Friday.
So much me wants to pause this episode and just order a costume. But no, okay, let's keep going. But don't forget about that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fun!
That's so exciting!
Yay! Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Yeah, I love it. So you're gonna see Georgie and Pennywise on the SCS Instagram. So yeah, fun.
And you just had a sneak peek into one of our brainstorming sessions because that's usually how that goes.
Yeah. Exactly. Do you have any updates?
We got snow.
Oh my god, did we ever?
got so much fucking snow in 2 days. We got so much snow.
Yeah.
And I don't have my winter tires on yet, but I have all seasons because I was like, I don't need to go anywhere, so I was kind of like, there's no rush. I'll wait till it snows because it was supposed to snow when I got back from Vancouver, but then it didn't, and then I forgot about it, and then it dumped, but it was too warm for the snow to stay snow, so it turned into ice.
Mm-hmm.
So now we have like 3 inches of ice just on our roads, which is
beautiful.
Chef's kiss.
Yeah. It was actually hot yesterday. It started melting things down yesterday.
Yeah.
And so major roads that were semi-plowed or semi-melted.
Yeah.
Fully melted.
Yeah.
But if they weren't touched, then now it's an ice rink.
Yeah, literally. It's so bad. So I braved the roads because I was like, I've got to go to the gym. Like, I'm trying to make that a priority because I kind of fell out of the groove a little bit or a lot of it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, oh my gosh, like the roads are so icy. And then I was like, okay, I'll go to the grocery store in the same parking lot because I don't want to drive all the way to Superstore. And then I got a notification that I have 3 books in at the library.
Oh, yep.
So I drove to the library, which is right beside the Superstore.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? I'll go to the library for books, but I'm not going to go to Superstore for groceries.
Yeah.
I was like,
girl math.
Literally. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. We'll just wait. Our segment is going to be girl math, boy math. It's going to be really funny.
It's going to be so good. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm working my way through the Throne of Glass series. I'm on book 3, but it's the 4th book of the series because I read Throne of Glass. The second one, Crown of Midnight or whatever. And then Assassin's Blade, which Assassin's Blade is technically the prequel, but Jenny said to read it after Assassin's Blade.
Okay. Nice.
Or after the Crown of Midnight or Midnight, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm on Air of Fire now, which is so sick. Because I think I have 4 more books in the series left to do.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to try and get them all done for Christmas. And then I'm going to have to read the 2 Crescent City books because I think at the end of January, the 3rd Crescent City book is coming out.
Oh, fun.
So I want to get them all done in time for that.
You should honestly just start like a book blog or something.
That'd be kind of fun.
You should. Or do like an Instagram or something like where you do like book club with Jubes.
Yeah, reading with Jubes.
I mean, it could be a part of the SCS website if you feel like it, or you could do your own thing.
Yeah.
But
that'd be good. No, I've just been ordering them from the library because they're so expensive because they're such a hot topic right now.
Mm-hmm.
And it's worked out where I've finished a book and the next book has come in that day.
Yeah.
Which is so sick.
Or you could start your own little YouTube mini series of you just talking about the books and stuff that you read that month.
Right? That'd be kind of fun. But so, I'm not a consistent enough reader to read a book every month kind of thing.
Yeah.
But Jenny and I were thinking of doing a monthly book club, just with us girls. I think would be kind of fun. And then she was like, I was like, I'll volunteer my house because it's kind of central. She's like, that's amazing. I just don't know if Mac is into literary porn.
Yeah, I'm definitely more of like a wellness. Like, how can you tell me more about the brain? Like, how do hormones regulate whatever?
And I'm like, please have sex with this fairy.
There are two types of people. I was so excited because signing up for like the alumni for my program, you get 3 free books.
Oh, nice.
And so I'm like browsing through. I'm like, ooh, eating for your hormones. I'm like, anti-inflammatory diet. Love that.
Well, I've read like 3 like thick books in the amount of time it's taken me to read like one of our book club books.
Yeah. Well, it's just your interest, right?
Yeah, it's just what holds my attention.
And there are certain one of our book clubs though, like the Wolves could not do it. There's nothing in me.
Well, and like the one where hopefully if it comes in time to do this month, I'm going to stay up all night reading it. Yeah. So I will get it, I will read it, and I will give it to you the next day. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's good.
Oh, well, okay. I don't know. That's pretty much it with me.
Cool. I guess we should, before we dive into our topic, with the new snowfall, there are these new snowplows that I've seen like the other day that look like a caterpillar to me. And the way they are, what was it? They call it like a mega plow?
They called it like an extra wide toe plow.
Yeah. We're going to pop up a photo here. Yeah. And they basically, like, they can be like a semi-truck base, or they can swing out. Like, the back bit swings out so you can plow multiple lanes while dropping sand or whatever simultaneously. But it was so freaky to be behind because I'm like, you don't know when it's going to swing out sometimes. Yeah. Like, obviously, I'm sure they have some sort of protocols that, like, whatever, it's great. But it tucked into just, like, a normal truck length because it was during a construction zone. There was no space to swing out. But then immediately when we were out of the construction zone, it just fucking whipped out, and it almost looks like it's like sliding out. Yeah. And you don't know that it's a plow. Yeah, it looks like when you're following a semi and like the road gets a little bit icy and their trailer does like that little wiggle and you're just like, ah. But it's just, it means to. Yeah. I hate it. Max showed me a couple videos and some pictures and I was like, I don't like that. I do not like that at all. No, thank you. Yeah. And so I'm like, never seen that this year. I can see why it's time saving, right? Because one plow can plow 3 or 4 lanes at a time. That's beautiful. Yeah. But every other traffic, like, you cannot pass these plows. Yeah. There's no passing them whatsoever. So you're at the courtesy of the plow. Which is so annoying. Because, like, unless you get behind a good plow driver where they, like, pull over after a kilometer and they're like, you can go by, and then they let everyone go by and then they keep going. But yeah. Or, and with the size of it, it's also just like a rock vest shooting back at you. So, shoot, I didn't even think of that. Yeah, but that makes sense. So it was fun, funky, fresh. No, thank you. Undecided how I feel about the caterpillar plows, but you know. Yeah, that's fair. That is fair. But let's get into it. So, topic today is moving in with your partner, and we're talking about it because I'm kind of in the process of moving in. I haven't like officially moved in because, for my pride, like the thing that's like stopping me, even though I spend 80% of my time there. Yeah. Is I'm still looking for work. And so I'm like, I cannot commit to fully moving in unless I know what I can contribute monthly. And like, there's like that kind of halt in my brain about it. Yeah. Even though I'm like, that's kind of dumb because you're going to spend a lot of time there anyways. Yeah. Right. And I already buy groceries and things like that and just. Yeah, you're still contributing. Yeah. But there's something in me, I'm like, no, I can't pack a suitcase and move everything in until I have an income. And I'm like, Which, I mean, fair enough, right? Like, it's your own timeline, so no one's going to be like, oh, you should just move in because you don't have a job. Like, you move at your own pace, right? Like, yeah. Yeah. But then the other part of me, now that it's winter, I'm like, I don't want to drive back and forth between my parents' house and my boyfriend's house. So I'm like, I just gotta pick one because, during blizzards and snowstorms, I'm like, there's no way I want to be on the highways as much as I am right now. Yep, I was so thankful when it snowed that I did not have to drive into work that next day. Yeah. But also, like, if I had to go into work, I would have already had my winter tires on because, like, I would have had a little bit more forethought, but But even then, So it's one of those things that, like, we just want to, like, talk about, like, the whole process and, like, if you guys have any mental blocks, and we did a poll on our Instagram to talk about some of, like, the surprises, accommodations, pros and cons that people have with living with their partners. And we got so many responses. Thank you. Yeah. That's awesome. So we're going to touch on those too. Yeah. But So you've been living with Bryce for years now.
Yeah, a while.
And you kind of lived with him in a very kind of crash course time. Because did you want to talk about like your moving in process?
Yeah. So that's the thing, right? We're like, our relationships are obviously very different because we're different people. But it's like, it's so weird because we never really had that like, oh, I have my own place, you have your own place, but we're spending more time at someone else's place kind of thing. It was, and it happened so immediately that it was like, because I moved in with Bryce March 2020 because I still had school and like the farm didn't have good enough Wi-Fi and I didn't want to live there. So I was like, Bryce, can I just like, I was like, I'm just going to move in with you. I don't even think I asked his permission. And I was like, I'm moving in. He's like, yay, that's so exciting. Yeah. And then a couple weeks later, I was like, is it okay if I move in with you? Because I realized I just didn't ask. Yeah. So,
but you guys have had 4 years, you're 4 years together by that point?
3 or 4.
Yeah.
What year was that? 2020, and we started dating in 2016. Yeah. So we celebrated our 4th year anniversary that April.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It was weird because I don't have like the traditional like we're making this decision together.
Yeah.
It was kind of like this is kind of happening. We just need to be okay with it.
Yeah.
But I don't know, like it worked for us. Which is good. And then like because it was his place and I feel bad because it was his first place that he's ever lived on his own. And he was so excited to live on his own because up until then he'd always had roommates.
Yeah.
And he's like, this is my first place. This is going to be like my sanctuary. I can have it how I want it. Like, I'm so excited. And then that was December 2019. And then in March 2020, I was like, hey.
At least you got 3 months.
You got 3 months on your own. Here's to forever. But like so like I think that I kind of felt like I had moved into his space. But at that point like we had just come off of 3 years long distance, so it was kind of like we had the honeymoon phase of like, oh, this is so exciting. So we didn't really ever have that spot where we were trying to like figure out who does what and like what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really know where I was going with that.
How did you feel about moving into his space? Did you feel awkward at all? Or was it just kind of like, this is what just has to be done?
Yeah, so I definitely did feel a little bit awkward. I didn't know that at the time, but when we were moving this last time, I realized how awkward I felt when we were moving out of that place because I didn't pack anything because it was all his stuff and I was afraid, like not afraid to touch it, but I was like, I didn't want to like mess it up or whatever. Like not even that way, but yeah, I don't know. I felt very comfortable moving in. And I just kind of was like, oh yeah, I'll just like make this half of my closet like XYZ. It wasn't really that big of a deal. But when we were moving out, I like looking back on it, I definitely was uncomfortable because I don't know why I didn't pack up everything.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. I don't know. But then like when we moved here, I did all of the packing because it was our stuff and we had lived together for so long that there wasn't that disconnect. Like I still like called him and was like, hey, can I pack up your computer or do you want to do that? Because like, expensive. And the last time I touched his computer cords, I broke them.
Oh no.
Well, I was trying to wrap them all up and organize them, but when I was wrapping them, I must have snapped a wire inside or something. So they didn't work anymore.
Oh no.
Oops. Yeah. Luckily it was just like an Ethernet cable. So it wasn't like that important.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know, because it's also weird because I didn't have a job then either. Like I would stay at home and I would work on school and something that probably our biggest struggle, I would say, or my biggest struggle was learning how to not hound him as soon as he came home after work because I had been home all day and I haven't talked to anyone. And at that point I didn't really have any friends in the city and the whole city was locked down and I didn't have a job and like everyone I was talking to was virtual. And so then when he get home, I was so excited to like do things. And he's like, listen, I just worked a 12-hour day. I don't want to do anything. Yeah. So learning that was like tough because then like with my love language being quality time, him being like, no, I can't do anything with you right now. I was like, oh, you don't love me. Yeah. Oh. sad.
Especially having like that after long distance too, right?
Yeah. So it was like a little bit of like, ooh, okay. But it was also fortunate because it was 2020. And so then for some of it, he did get to spend, like, I think he was only ever off for a month because construction workers were considered like frontline workers or whatever.
Yeah.
So he was only ever off for a month. And that was so much fun.
Yeah.
Like we had we would just like play Xbox all day, stay up all night watching movies. Like it was just, it was like sleepover vibes for like a month. It was so much fun.
Well, that's good that it made that feel better and like connected. Like you come off of long distance, I'm assuming you had the month off.
Yeah.
After you moved in?
I think so. I don't remember when it was.
And then he gets back to work and then you kind of get lonely again or whatnot.
Yeah. And then we had another like brief stint of long distance when he was working in Hannah and they had like a crew house or something there. And so then that was tough because I was like, they were supposed to move to Hannah to do a big job there. Yeah. And like the end, like that was in October. And then in December, his lease was up. So I was like, what are we going to do then? Because I'm going into my 4th year of schooling. I need to kind of figure out, like, I didn't know where I was going to go. So it took a lot for me to like trust that he's like, no, I'm going to take care of you. Like, we'll figure something out. I was like, I don't want to live in a house with everyone on the crew. Yeah. Because at that point, Reed and Graylin and Abe and Spencer and Waylon and everyone, they weren't all there. Yeah. It wasn't like, it wasn't like Wendy and the Lost Boys yet. It was just like a crew of random people. Yeah.
And if you're trying to do school and stuff.
I was like, and then I was like, I also have a cat and I don't want to like, I've been in your crew houses before. They're fucking disgusting. I don't want to live in that, but also no one else is like, no one wants to live with a couple either. So it was just like, it was really stressful. So learning how to trust in that scenario where he's like, no, Journey, like I'll look after you, like it's fine, you don't need to worry about it, was a bit new because at that point I guess it was still feeling a little bit disconnected where I was living in his house and I was like, where am I gonna go when this is done? Which is why it was so important to me when we moved to our second place that my name was also on the lease. I was like, this is our place. Like I need my name. Like I know I'm not contributing anything. But I would really appreciate if my name was also on the lease.
And that's kind of what I'm going through now, right? We're moving into his place makes sense because it is like insanely cheap rent for the city because it's a friend's parents' basement. Or whatever, right? And so he has a discount on that. And so the way he brought it up to me, he's like, so hey, like I'd really like us to live together. How would you feel about moving into this place? My place, right? And for me, the biggest challenges I've been facing is that it is his place. It's not my place. So big thank you to Blue Land for working with Sometimes Ciabatta Slaps. If you're passionate about the earth and a clean home, then these are the cleaning products for you. Blue Land is a company that sells eco-friendly cleaning products on a subscription basis. You can buy the welcome kit, which comes with dissolvable tablets of the products and reusable containers for each product. I got the Clean Sweet kit, which comes with a foaming hand soap, laundry detergent, powdered dish soap, dishwasher detergent, multi-surface cleaner and bottle, bathroom cleaner and bottle, and glass and mirror cleaner and bottle. And I love it so far. It has done exactly what I need it to do. So there are so many kits that you can get. And once you have what you need, then the tablets can be mailed out as needed. So you can just order the tablets and you don't have to get rid of the bottle as if what you do when you go to the grocery store now. So we love that they don't send out useless plastic bottles with each product and you can just pop a tablet into the bottle and reuse it. So if you are interested in incorporating Blue Land products into your everyday life, click the link in our description and or on our website. And so right now I'm getting over those like mental blocks of, I'm like, okay, well, how can I make it mine without feeling like I'm imposing? Right? Because logically it makes sense, right? And I'm coming from my parents' house. So we're not moving into my parents' house.
Exactly.
Right? So that's kind of the only option because it's budget friendly and just logical, right? He already has the stuff there. He has a good relationship with the landlord. It's it makes sense. It's a good part of the city. And so when he first kind of proposed this to me, I was like, okay, in my process of transitioning it from your place to our place, I need a different bed because at that time, like I have no problem when I'm a guest in someone's house, even if it is my boyfriend, I don't care how they live their lives, right? But when in my mind it switches to, oh, this is my place. Yes, I like things a different way.
Yeah, there are certain standards that you're like, in my house, I like it this way.
Yeah. And so one of those things is we ended up getting a new bed. Thankfully, I'm a thrifty queen. And I got a mattress, box spring, and bed frame for $140 on Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah, which so lucky. Yeah. So nice.
I was like, mwah, beautiful. Chef's kiss. Love it.
Yeah.
But this is because he had a mattress and a broken box spring. Yeah. Prior to this, right? Broken box spring didn't bother him. I like to make jokes about it when I was like, oh, I'm a guest. Like I'm sleeping here a lot, but like, it's still like not my place. Exactly. That was like when Bryce was living in a closet. Yeah. For whenever I was in university and I would go visit him and we would sleep on a twin no, I think it was a queen or it was a double. It was a double on the floor in a closet attached to the bathroom. Yeah. I was like, this is so much fun. Yeah. I'm glad I don't have to live here. Yeah, but I'm like, but it's like not my bed. And so literally the first thing that I said to him, I was like, okay, can I make a request? He's like, yeah, of course. I'm like, can we get a new bed? And he was like, yeah, okay. And then from that point on, it was like maybe 3-4 weeks after that. That's when I saw the $140 bed situation. I was like, hey, baby. Yeah. You can get a full bed set for $140. You cool if I buy it? Yeah, literally. Because basically I'm like, I want this. We're going to bring it into his house. And so for him being someone who's so like adverse to change, it was shocking for him. And he admitted it now just a few weeks ago. So it took him 2 to 3 weeks of sleeping on this bed. Yeah. To realize that, yes, this was an upgrade and this was a good decision. That's funny. Because I could tell at first he was just like uncomfortable. Yeah. It was just like, that's I don't know funny. About this. And then a good family friend of ours, she's moving. So she's been giving me a lot of stuff. And one of those things is like some coat racks. And so I already said yes to these coat racks. And then that night or something, he was like, oh, like, what do you feel about getting like a coat rack or something? Because so we have more hanging space and whatnot. Yeah. I was like, about that, I have two in my car. Perfect. And so I was like, I didn't want to bring them in until I talked to you about it. But, I just took them because they're free. Well, yeah. Right? And that's the same thing where like you kind of, and I'm still learning it too, where it's like, it is your house still kind of. Yeah. Like, I don't know, when Bryce bought our new bed, I came home from work and him and Graylin were carrying this mattress into our house. And I was like, what? Yeah. What are you doing? And he's like, oh, I bought this new mattress because ours needs to go here because so-and-so's moving in with us. And I was like, okay, great. And then now at this place, and even the last place, but I had a job, Bryce is like, you are in charge of the house. If there's something you need, you buy it. Like, yeah, that's your whole domain. So if like I think we need new coat racks, he's like, go out and buy new coat racks and put it together and have it done. Yeah. Because like that's your domain. Yeah. But I'm like, but it's your money and it's also your house and you care a little bit more about these things than I do. So I'd like your opinion. And he's like, I don't want to have to give my opinion. Okay. So like, yeah, I don't know. It's tough though. Because I guess in your situation, like there's no way I would do that in our old place. Yeah. Like just with the bed thing? Or in the very first place we lived in. Yeah. And it was just one of those things I'm like, and I know myself, in order for me to feel comfortable, I need to kind of like incorporate my stuff. And so there are certain things that we need to bring into his place currently. Yeah. Because it is a bachelor pad. It's very sparse in certain things, right? And so having like a bed frame, it fills up the bedroom space a bit more, right? And so we had to kind of readjust how the bed was situated in it, which means it's a win for me because now it's a small walkway, but I now have a walkway on my side of the bed where before I'd have to crawl to the base or over him to get off the bed pretty much. Yeah. In the closet right now, we're kind of reconfiguring the way the closet is because I'm like, okay, if I'm moving in for my stuff, I need like a dresser and a row of closet space to hang stuff up. Well, and that's the thing. Girls come with so much stuff. Well, he was expecting to buy me like a massive dresser and stuff. So in his head, he already had it prepped. He's like, oh, I'm going to buy you like a dresser and we'll have to get blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, no, I don't need, or he was thinking 2 dressers, I think it was. Oh, okay. He's like, yeah, I know you guys have a lot of stuff. I'm like, I don't need that much. Right. Because my parents aren't far. So I'm still going to keep certain things at my parents' house.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm just going to bring my everyday stuff here.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to move every single thing of mine to this place because there's no need for it right now.
Well, especially if you're planning on moving out of that place. Like,
eventually, yeah.
Yeah. And that's like, I don't have everything here. Like, I have all of like my trinkets and my childhood stuff and all of my books. Yeah. They're still at the farm.
Yeah.
Because it's not worth it bringing here.
Exactly. And so until we have like a house that we own together or even a house that I care to decorate, like I'm leaving all of my decorations and stuff at my parents' house for now too, because I just don't see a point in decorating or making this place look aesthetically pleasing the same way that I normally enjoy because it's a rental. And I've always thought about that. Like, even throughout university, I'm like, I don't really care to fully decorate this. Like, there's a few things that you bring so that it makes you feel like home, right?
Yeah.
And we're gonna have to incorporate another sort of surface in the kitchen area to hold like my espresso machine. And right now the microwave's on the counter, which leaves very little counter space for cooking.
Yeah.
And so if I can find something that holds my espresso machine and the microwave and then has like a little bit of other storage space for snacks and things and cans, and just because now with 2 people you just have to have more food on hand.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. But even like at the cabin we have a few kind of extra dressers and stuff there, so I'm going to be asking my parents, like, hey, can I steal one of these dressers so I don't have to spend $200 on a dresser?
Why wouldn't you just move the dresser from your room there?
It's too big and not convenient enough.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Why?
You have to deassemble this dresser to get it out of my bedroom door. Because the way you enter my room, it cannot pivot.
Oh, really?
The way, yeah.
What if we like move your bed so it kind of angles?
It's just too much effort than I think it's worth.
Yeah.
Like, I'd rather just like leave that. And it's cracked in some places and blah, 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 blah. So I'd rather move like a smaller one, like a vertical kind of dresser. Yeah. That's more easily movable, and just steal one from the cabin. Yeah. That's almost never touched, or even like a calyx shelf. Like, well, I could also take down some trinkets in my room to bring one of those calyx shelves and use that as a dresser. Yeah. But there's just certain things like even the bed frame, right? The bed frame is not my personal style, but it's a good bed frame. And so even when we move out, it's a good guest bed frame, or, things like that. But I don't really care to invest in aesthetically pleasing pieces until we move into whatever the next place is. Yeah. Because the next place will probably be a purchase of some kind. Yeah. Because unless we get kicked out of this place for renting, leaving this place logically doesn't make sense. Yeah, exactly. Because it is such a good deal on rent for the city. Yeah. And so right now it's just like going through like those things, and like the bathroom needs another shelf so we can hold more bathroom stuff more easily, right? And just bringing in those pieces. But it's a matter of bringing those in without feeling like I'm imposing, which is kind of like that weird like give and take. And like, hey, what do you think of this? Right? Yeah. Or even now when I'm working, right? Like when I'm applying for jobs, there's a good chance I need to set up like a desk space. And so what's my office space going to look like in this house? And where's that going to go? And kind of playing around with that idea. And it just feels like I'm bringing in a lot of stuff. Yeah. Yeah, I feel that. I'm like, hi, I'm imposing. Whereas before I literally just had like a reusable bag of just like clothes. Yeah. That I just left on the floor. Yeah.
Yeah. And like when before Bryce and I moved in, I would just come for like weekends, or he would come up to the farm for the weekend or whatever. So even then it was like, oh, we could play house, but it was like me and some of his buddies from the crew or whatever. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I think it's just important to have a conversation like with him and be like, hey, these are things we need. Do you want to be consulted bringing these things in, or can I just go do that? Yeah.
And I've already did that. And he's even, when he first brought up the idea of moving in, he kind of said, oh, and I think we should get this, and this. Like, like I said, he was like, oh yeah, like I want to buy you like 2 dressers. Yeah. And I'm like, I don't need 2. Yeah. I'm like, I don't have that many clothes. Right.
And I think, boy math, by saying like, oh, I think we need this, this, and this, it's their way of being like, I'm asking you to go buy this by saying that I think we need this. So like if you go buy this and make it happen, then like that's amazing. Yeah. But they're saying it in their boy way where they're like, I don't know. And then you're like, do you actually want that, or were you just saying that? Because like, girl math doesn't make sense that way. Yeah.
Well, and so here's one thing too, like my thrifty brain, because I'm like, this place isn't permanent, so why would I buy something expensive.
Mm-hmm.
I don't got the money for that right now.
Well, don't buy expensive things until you're in your forever home.
I know. And so, but that being said, when I was at home, like my parents' house, I'm like, oh, I'll buy this really cool antique mirror because I'm going to love that forever.
Yeah.
But I'm not bringing that to this place.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the whole, like, it's a weird disconnect right now.
Yeah.
But that being said, I asked him too. I was like, oh, like, can I just like get like any dresser that's cheap, or would you rather I get something that matches your dresser?
Mm-hmm.
Because his dresser's an IKEA, Malm
Oh yeah,
kind of dresser, and he's like, oh, like I'd rather it match mine, because then if it's like a light one and then a dark one, he's like, that's gonna feel weird to me. But I'm like, I don't want to spend $100 to $200 on a dresser if I can get something for free.
Well, look on Facebook Marketplace. That's where I got my old one, and then Bryce dropped in the elevator and it shattered.
It is for $100 or $200.
Oh yeah,
you can get those.
Yeah,
ones.
I guess we paid $100 for the tall one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm like, why spend $100 when I can get it for $0?
Yeah.
And so that's where my brain is. So I'm like, but if it bugs you that much, you can buy the dresser and make that investment.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't bother me.
Yeah, fair enough.
So
yeah. I don't know. It's tricky.
I guess, and is there any adjustments to self that you noticed, like when you moved in with him? Or was it not as shocking?
It was not shocking to me because I was so excited about that. And when I say that, it doesn't mean that Bryce wasn't excited about that. Yeah. He just enjoys personal space.
Yeah.
And I don't have that same desire.
Yeah.
So I've had to learn to give him personal space and not take it personally.
Yeah.
Because I know like some like in the first place we moved in, he had like a den or whatever, which is where I would do school, and then he had his computer in there to play games. But he would go in there and he would close the door, and I didn't like that because I was like, he's shutting me out. But I didn't realize that he just because the door's closed didn't mean that I couldn't come in.
Yeah,
kind of thing. But I took it as the door's closed, I need to occupy myself out here, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Which is why I was very excited about like our last place and this place where like he has a game room where like it's out in the open.
Yeah.
So that there wasn't ever that like disconnect. So like learning that just because he closed the door doesn't mean he's mad at me.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Yeah.
Was really tricky because his love language is not personal touch.
Yeah.
Or I think it is a little bit quality time, but like at the same time it was like yeah, that was the biggest struggle for me.
Yeah. One saving grace that we have is that our love languages are the same. Like our top one is the same percentage, and it's both quality time.
Nice.
And so we're very connected on that piece too.
Yeah.
But I've always been Miss Independent, right? I've never really had to consider someone else's thoughts, feelings, emotions.
Yeah.
Or like I eat for dinner what I want to eat for dinner.
Yeah.
And so the biggest thing for me that's been like an adjustment is like asking him what he wants for dinner and having a consensus on what we want to eat. Because dinners that I make for myself are things that he thinks is disgusting because he doesn't like certain foods, right?
Yeah.
Or different flavors. Like I like a lot of sushi and stuff, so I'd make a lot of poke bowls. He cannot even fathom the idea of eating raw fish, right? And so different things like that.
Yeah, I don't know. Like it was a little bit different, especially with I don't know, like our dynamic is, I want to say individual, but I don't really know. Where like my job is to make supper. So I figure out what we're making for supper. I make it, they eat it. And he was raised in a very good way where if someone makes you supper, you eat it. If you don't like it, you keep that to yourself. Yeah. Kind of thing. So it's like super easy for me because I can just make whatever and they'll try it. And then like if I try to make it again and they're like, no, that was absolutely foul. Like, why would you do that? Then I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Yeah. But like,
see, I need to do the consulting practice beforehand. Yeah. Because he's a very picky eater. And he was never forced to eat things he didn't like as a kid.
Yeah. And that's the thing where Bryce isn't a picky eater.
Yeah. And so one of the things like now that if we are living together fully, he hates the grocery store. I love the grocery store. We're going to have to do this thing where you consult prior to like on Sunday or whatever. Yeah. What are we eating this week? What do I need to purchase? What can I know to like pull chicken and start marinating it or doing something like that? Yeah. Because if I know what's going ahead in advance, I can adjust better. Yeah. Than if you tell me the night of that, oh, the chicken needs to be pulled right now because I want blah, blah, blah. I'm like, no, give me a day in advance.
Yeah,
like,
literally.
I never realized how scheduled of a person I've become. Because before I was like, oh, whatever, go with the flow, it doesn't matter. And I am like that for most things. But when it comes to like, I want to know what I'm eating when I'm eating it, because I get hangry.
Yeah, that's fair.
And I don't want to eat at 10:30 because we didn't think about dinner early enough. Right?
Yeah, well, and that's the thing, right? Like, it would not work if it took both of us to figure out what we were eating.
Yeah.
Like, we would just not eat if it took both of us. Yeah. So I kind of had to take the, like, okay, I'm making supper. This is what we're eating. This is what we're having. Yeah. And it's tough because when I leave to go on trips or whatever, I don't go grocery shopping beforehand because I know that what I buy isn't what Bryce normally buys, because when he cooks for himself, he cooks completely different than what I do. Yeah. And he likes different things. Yeah. So yeah, but oh well. Yeah. Not that big of a deal, I guess.
Something that's funny with food is, so last night we had like a curry with roti skins. Roti skins is a Jamaican, or the one that we ordered was from a Jamaican place, right? And he's like, okay, I want to get roti skins for tonight. Can you call this place and pick it up? I was like, okay, yeah, deal. Yeah. I call this place, and the woman can very clearly tell that I am not black. At all. So I'm like, hi, do you guys have roti skins right now? And she's like, yeah. What ones do you want? Blah 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 blah. And I was like, ooh, he didn't say which ones he wanted. So I was like, he said like a pack of 12. And she's like, oh, okay, cool, whatever. So we go there. I walk in and she's like, you're the girl who called. And I'm like, is it that obvious? Is it that obvious?
That's funny.
But there's even things, just things like that I'm trying different food. I love curry and stuff. And so this makes no difference to me. Yeah. Like, I so don't care. Yeah. But for some of his like Caribbean versions of different foods, like we made lasagna, and he makes his lasagna with cream cheese and not ricotta cheese.
Okay.
I'm like,
I've never made it with ricotta cheese.
See, no, but that's so normal, because I do like the Italian way, which is ricotta and mozzarella and doing all these like different things like that. Whereas his version of pizzas too are so different than what I know pizzas to be. And so we had some arguments on that. And his lasagna was tasty, but it was like, I was like, when we were grocery shopping for it, I'm like, okay, yeah, so like tomato sauce and ricotta, and he's like, no, and I was like, what do you mean no?
Yeah. Have you had any of the lasagnas I've made?
No, I don't think so.
I think maybe for my birthday a while ago, I made you one without any meat. It was just like a vegetarian. Oh yeah, you did actually. Yeah. I don't know. It's just easy lasagna and like a baker's choice or some sort of. Yeah.
But it tastes good. But when we think about these recipes, we both think of very different things. And then so when we're making it, it's like, wait, what are you doing? Yeah. But I'm easy enough that I'm like, okay, go with the flow. I'll do it how he is. Yeah. Like how he does it. Yeah. Except I want more vegetables.
Yeah, that's fair.
So I always like try to add more vegetables where I can. And I got to the point where we were making shepherd's pie, and he's like, hey, babe, can I be, what do you say? It was like something like, diplomatic about this or whatever. Yeah. He's like, how do you feel about doing veggies on one half and no veggies on the other half?
Well, do you not make like shepherd's pie, like meat, peas, potatoes, gravy?
No gravy. He hates gravy.
What?
And so the layering goes potato, meat mixture, potato, cheese.
That's not shepherd's pie.
It is in the Caribbean. That's what he grew up with.
Oh, what? That's weird.
So that's a Bajan version of shepherd's pie. And I was like, so it's things like that. I'm like, what the heck? Yeah. I'm like, no, like peas, corn. So what he'll do is like veggie ground. Okay. And corn. Okay. And then potatoes and cheese.
Oh, interesting.
And I'm like, I need green peas and carrots and onion and all that good stuff. And he does onion, peppers, seasoning, like for the meat stuff. All the meat, very tasty. But I'm like, if I don't see peas and carrots, I'm like, it's not shepherd's pie.
Interesting. Fair enough, I guess. Yeah.
And I've always known it just as like the meat mixture and then just potato. But he layers it potato, meat, potato.
Interesting.
Cheese, which is good. It's fine.
Yeah, it's probably going to be really delicious.
Yeah. Yeah. But it was just like, so things like that. Then I'm like, what the heck?
What does he use for sauce in there? Like, is it not so dry?
No, because of the cheese and stuff. Like, you put cheese in the potatoes and cheese on top and layer it throughout and stuff. And so that adds some fattiness to it. I've never done gravy with shepherd's pie, though. Like, I'm not used to that idea.
Like, my mom would do, I think, like meat, like in gravy. Peas, potatoes.
Well, you make a little bit of a sauce with some like soy sauce and ketchup and spices and.
Yeah, Mom never made it from scratch. She would always make it from like leftovers, like after Thanksgiving. Yeah, she would make shepherd's pie.
Yeah. No, but so it's just like food changes like that.
Interesting.
It's been the biggest shift for me. And then like obviously like accommodating someone else's like thoughts, feelings. Like, what do you want to do? What do you want to watch?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So, it hasn't been like difficult. It's just been like weird for me to be like not just like go home, lay on the couch and watch YouTube until I'm tired.
Yeah, that's fair. Right? That's what Bryce does.
Oh, and one thing I have noticed too, I'm able to shut off better.
You're what?
Able to shut off better.
Okay.
So like this time last year, I was on some crazy fucking hustle where I'm working 10 hours.
Yeah.
I'm working out. I'm doing schoolwork. I'm going to yoga all in the same day.
Yeah.
How? I
literally.
Know. Now when I get home and like when he gets home and it's like 6 o'clock, 7, I'm like, I don't want to think about anything else right now. I just want to hang out and eat and watch a show. And so that's been a weird change for my
that's nice
demeanor.
Have you noticed any issues with like sharing a bed, I guess?
No.
Because Bryce does not like, we got a king bed because with a queen, he hogged the covers, but I hogged the bed. And so he would just like, he would not have good sleeps because he's like, you're always on my side. And I'm like, I haven't seen you all day. I just want to touch.
Yeah.
And he was like, no, get away from me. And I'm like, but okay. But I also didn't realize I was sleeping that much in the middle of the bed.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was the biggest thing where he was like,
no, he'll hog the covers every so often.
Yeah.
But no. And then I just fucking fight for them. Or I'll like spoon him. If he's hogging the covers, I'm like, okay, you're a little spoon then, because I'm just like leeching to you for body heat at this point.
Is he a hot sleeper? Yeah. Yeah. Bryce is the sweatiest sleeper ever. I literally like I had my arm around him and it slid off because he was so sweaty. It's disgusting. Ew. It's actually foul.
Okay, it's not that bad.
No, it's gross.
Yeah, it's not that bad.
Yeah.
But no, and then like even the snoring, like I know snoring's a big thing for some people. He's a snorer. It doesn't bother me. When I sleep like I'm dead.
Yeah. So like I've never, it's never bothered me unless I'm trying to fall asleep and he's laying on his back trying like snoring away, and then I just give him a kick and he rolls over.
That's fair. And big thank you to Chamberlain Coffee for working with Sometimes Ciabatta Slaps. As you guys know, Journey and I met working in a coffee shop, so coffee is our love language.
And Chamberlain Coffee is a coffee company that was started by Emma Chamberlain, and we are so proud to partner with her. If you love coffee as much as we do, then we know you'll love this.
There's no shortage of coffee paraphernalia you can purchase from her website, as well as matcha. She has coffee bundles and instant coffee mixes and just makes coffee as accessible for everyone.
Exactly. So get up to 15% off plus free shipping and a free gift when you subscribe for auto delivery at chamberlaincoffee.com. You can also get another 10% off when you sign up for text at chamberlaincoffee.com. And bonus, if you have a Keurig, then you'll love that there are new coffee pods available. And we have the link for that over on our website.
So if you're interested in Chamberlain Coffee, you can head on over to sometimesbossapps.com and you can find the updated links underneath our affiliates section. So I guess, do you have any like key things that you want to hit more, or should we just touch on people's?
I guess my only advice would just be like communicate more than you think you need to. Don't be afraid to like stand your ground. Like, this is my home too. You're allowed to have your own stuff in it. Which this is rich coming from me, but
yeah.
I don't know. Those are the two, like, it's also your home.
Yeah.
And, like, make sure that they're also taking into account your opinions. You're not the only person taking into account their thoughts and opinions of things. Because I know there's some days where, like, every time I go down to make food or a snack or whatever, I always make extra because I know that Bryce is going to want some. But he doesn't always do that. It's the same kind of thing where, like, mental load is different. So he's like, oh, I'm going to make myself a snack, and he just makes himself a snack.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, but also like I'm hungry. So I don't know if that's just like a men and women difference where like I've been trained to think, oh, other people are probably hungry if you're also hungry.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Possibly. Yeah. No, we haven't had that issue. I haven't had that issue at all.
Yeah.
Because oftentimes he'll just make himself a snack and then he'll just like feed it to me.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's like, it's never really like, it's not that big of an issue, but I've just noticed it a couple times where it's like, oh, he doesn't have to think about everyone else.
Yeah.
Because that's not something that they do.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
is what it is.
Good.
Mhm.
Okay. And so on Instagram, I posted a story yesterday saying, what are some accommodations you made or some challenges / surprises you had when moving in with your partner? And some of the responses for this one was really good.
Mhm.
And then the next one is pros and cons.
Yeah.
So to list out some of the surprises, a surprise was how chronically late my boyfriend is to absolutely everything.
Yeah.
Buying a king size bed and having separate blankets because I'm a blanket hog.
Yeah, Bryce really wants to like, we just need separate blankets. I was like, absolutely not.
Yeah. Well, that's actually what we did at the cabin though. There was one night where we were both like really cold,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, nope, you're taking your blanket, I'm taking a blanket because I'm freezing here.
Yeah.
And you have it all. So
fair enough.
Well, because he was sick and then I was by the window.
Yeah.
So
that,
it was
that
just
makes
like,
sense then.
He's cold because he has a mild fever. And
Yeah.
I'm cold because I'm getting cold air on me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. The crazy amount of communication it takes for everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's one thing he said. I talk about everything. I'm no stranger to talking about what I think and my feelings and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And he actually made a comment. He's like, do we have to talk about absolutely everything?
Yeah.
He's like, or is it healthy to just not say something? So I'm like, well, I want to know everything, good, bad, and ugly.
Yeah, but also sometimes it is healthy to not say everything. Like, it's at the point where, like, if you're fighting and arguing constantly because you're constantly saying everything, that's exhausting and not healthy. But, like, it's also not healthy to never say anything.
Yeah. And that's where I go more on that thing. I'm like, I want to know everything.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just that's just a personality trait, I guess.
Yeah.
Adjustments to the time we eat dinner. I was usually earlier and he was later.
Yeah.
And I agree with that too.
Yeah. Well, like, I like to wait to eat dinner until Bryce gets home, but sometimes he gets home at 8:30, 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
So I usually, like, which is good. My sleep schedule is so messed up where I'm going to bed at 1 and I'm, like, waking up at 9. So I wake up at 9, I'll, like, eat my, like, breakfast at lunchtime, and then I'll have, like, a mid-afternoon snack at supper time, and then I'll eat supper at 9.
Oh my gosh.
It's wild.
She's just so nocturnal now.
Literally.
And then how soon after cooking you do the dishes. This one's interesting.
Yeah, so I have some thoughts.
Okay.
I would like it where if I make the supper and buy the groceries and prep the food and serve the dinner, you do the dishes and clean up.
Yeah.
That makes sense to me. However, recently, I've been fighting for them to put their dishes in the fucking dishwasher. Like, all the Lost Boys, if you were listening, oh my God. I unload the dishwasher before dinner so that you can do it. If, like, even just open it, like, pretend to look. And if it looks full and clean, close it. That's fine. They don't even pretend. They just walk. They, like, set their dishes down and they just walk to the living room. And I'm like, no. No. Put it in the dishwasher.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, for all of them. It's so annoying.
Yeah. No, we're pretty good at it. Sometimes it piles up.
Mm-hmm.
But if we're both busy, then it's kind of like whatever. And then whoever has time does it. Or like last night, he was making the curry for the most part. And so I was like cleaning up as he went.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And doing things like that.
Yeah.
Or vice versa.
Yeah.
Always seeing them, but it's not quality time. This one hit.
Yeah, that's a mood.
Because I'm adjusting out of it's new, fresh, exciting to now I'm going to see you every day.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I love hanging out with you.
Yeah.
But before it's like an event. And now it's just Monday.
Yeah, literally. That's something where I feel like right now we're in a little bit of that rut where it's like, okay, like, yeah, like I see Bryce all the time, but like we haven't spent like time together. But whatever.
Yeah.
The ebbs and flows.
Exactly. Sharing the bed is another response.
Yeah.
Which again, getting used to sleep with someone, as I'm a notorious starfish who would sleep in the middle. But I adjusted to it really quickly.
And I feel like, like I never really had an issue with it because, quality time and physical touch are my main things. And I feel like that's the most time where we do get to spend time together.
Yeah.
Where like it fills my cup up to be like awake and reading or whatever. And Bryce is asleep beside me and then rolls over and like puts his arm on me or something. And I'm like, oh my goodness, my cup is so full.
Yeah. No, it was definitely awkward. Like that was more so when we were like first dating that I was like, this feels weird to sleep over here. But okay.
Yeah.
And the last one for this poll was he is used to his mom doing everything for him.
Yeah.
Which I don't have that issue.
That's
but I can see why that is an issue.
I noticed that a little bit with Reed. When he first moved in with us a year ago, but now he's so much better about it, which is nice because he's lived on his own for a year.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. What about the pros and cons?
Yeah, so I have the pros and cons pulled up here. And so the first one I have is my person is always here and makes me feel better after such a shitty day and such, which I can see that,
That's
right?
so nice.
As long as you genuinely enjoy the person you're with.
And that's the thing, right? Like, I love Bryce. Like, he's my best friend. I just enjoy spending time with him. So it's nice to like have that endless sleepover vibes, like in COVID. And then when we had COVID the second time, it was like a repeat of those endless sleepover vibes where we moved our bed into the living room and just like fermented for days. It was disgusting. But it was so much fun because we were just hanging out, and he was like, this was a lot of fun. Like I genuinely just enjoyed like hanging out, doing nothing, just the two of us. Like, even though we were sick as dogs, but like,
No, we had that, too. I mean, I find it more and more like every night we're just goofs. Mm-hmm. Like all the time, just fucking giggle fits.
Right? Like it's just fun to like hang out with them, and you're like, yeah, this is fun. I like this. Okay, we love this. Yeah,
it's so fun.
Yeah.
This one says toothpaste on the mirror all the time. Like how?
Yeah, that's a mood.
I'm guilty with that too, though. Like I need to improve my bathroom cleaning habits because that's one place I neglect.
Yeah.
And that's one place I probably shouldn't neglect.
Fair enough.
But I definitely am like, I'm in there and I'm out of there, and it's just out of sight, out of mind.
My sink is definitely dirtier than Bryce's, but that's because Bryce doesn't brush his teeth as often as I would like him to. Which is disgusting. I'm not on here just to air all of his secrets, but here we
are. The best part is a person to vent to all the time who offers unconditional love and support, which, yes, I agree. And the person who sent that one in, I know her boyfriend, and I agree. He's such a cool guy.
Yeah.
And I'm very happy and she's a great girl too. So I'm so happy they found each other.
Yeah. But you also need to, like, with that, especially your partner needs to realize when to offer solutions and when to offer support. Because it's no fun to vent to someone who's just like, well, this is what you do to fix it. And you're like, be mad with me. No, that's stupid. Okay, great.
Yeah. Well, it was like during our one of her fights and stuff too, like our play fights. I was like, see, I'm strong. Like, you actually have to, like, he like huffing and puffing. I'm like, so you actually have to like put some effort into it. He's like, yeah, I'm just like giving like under 50% though. And I was like, fuck off. Yeah. I was like an immediate slap to the chest. I'm like, that's more than 50%. I know.
Yeah, literally.
I know you're struggling. Yeah. But it was just one of those things. I'm like, you don't gotta belittle it.
Yeah, exactly.
You can just say, yeah, you're strong, and just move on.
Man pride is such a turnoff. It's so annoying.
Yeah. It was fine though. It was just one of those things. I was like, fuck off.
Just be a person.
You're like wheezing right now.
That's funny.
Having to do all the laundry and he smells.
Yeah, laundry is a lot, especially when they're just covered in sawdust.
Oh, yeah.
Because I sort the laundry, so I do like his work clothes are not work clothes and then like delicate and towels.
Yeah.
And like I need to vacuum where I sort after that because it's just like mud and sawdust and dirt and just gross.
Yeah, see, I get like dust and oil.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, oil. Oh, yeah. I'm thankful I don't have to deal with that. But sometimes he does come home smelling like diesel, and I'm just like, go away.
He puts the towel in the dryer for me while I'm showering because he knows I love it.
That's so sweet. I love that.
Yeah, that's so precious.
That's so sweet.
And then the last one for this one is he drives me crazy sometimes, but I love lazy weekends just spent with the two of us.
Yeah.
I was like, that's very precious.
That's top notch. That's so sweet. That's probably one of Bryce's favorite things when no one else is in our house and he can just sleep and veg out and just like chill. And he's like, this is my favorite time. Like, he would rather do that than go out on a date. And I'm more of like, let's go out and do something. Because like, I do this all day.
Yeah. Definitely.
But, yeah. So let us know in the comments below if you agree or disagree, or if you have any like pros, cons, feelings, advice for moving in with a significant other.
Definitely. And big thank you to everyone who contributed.
Yeah, no, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's so sweet.
So for our segment, we're going to do girl math and boy math. And so I'm going to list out some girl math. And Jordan's going to list out some boy math.
Yeah. Oh, wait.
Do you want to go first or do you want me to go first?
I have to find it again.
Okay, I'll start then.
Okay.
I'm just gonna list out a few. I'm gonna list out, I don't know, however it feels right.
Okay.
Girl math is not paying for the $15 shipping, instead spending another $30 to get free shipping.
Yeah. Do we want to alternate or do you just want to? Okay. Boy math is saying women are too emotional for positions of power and then punching holes in the walls when you're mad.
Girl math is packing a minimum of 14 pairs of underwear for a 7-day trip.
Oh, mood. Okay, whoa, these are aggressive.
One of the ones I saw on TikTok was a man math one, and he's like, man math is learning how to make spinach and artichoke dip because you love spinach and artichoke dip.
Such a mood.
Wheezing.
Boy math is wanting a partner to mother you and you still want to be the man in the house.
Oh gosh. Girl math is thinking you can get ready in 10 minutes.
Mood.
Yep.
These are so mean.
Oh no.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I don't like those ones. Are just
spicy.
Just unnecessarily aggressive.
Oh yeah.
Jeez Louise. Okay, like I understand like calling people out on their shit, but boy math feels aggressive and mean. And like some of it's, yeah, I get it, but also like, huh. Oh, my favorite one is boy math is how 5'10" equals 6 feet.
Yeah. Yeah. Girl math is if you pay using cash, you basically didn't spend anything or it was free because there's no proof of spending. Which is how I've been living my life right now with my saved tip money.
Such a mood. Boy math is when he does the oil changes and snow shoveling and she does the cooking and the laundry and he decides they have equal workloads because they both do 2 chores.
Yep. Girl math is thinking that dyeing your hair or doing a piercing will magically fix everything.
Yeah. Hey.
To be fair, I did it too though. I dyed my hair red in May.
You got tattoos, yeah.
Yeah, tattoos in March.
Yeah, that's true.
And hair in May.
Yeah. For some reason I thought May came before March.
January, February, May, March, April, June.
Yeah, literally. I don't even know. My other favorite one of boy math is when they're like, oh, I'm going to do this. I'll do this. Like, oh, yes, I'm going to buy you flowers. Like, yeah, whatever. And then like they're thinking that that's equivalent to actually doing it because they thought about doing it for you.
Yeah.
And you're like, no, that's not actually how that works.
Yeah. Girl math is knowing the difference between mauve and pink, but is colorblind to red flags.
Boy math is enjoying gory war and or horror movies, but recoiling at menstruation. Oh, I love it.
Oh my gosh.
That's so funny.
Because the last one we do for girl math.
Yeah.
Girl math is not buying certain items because you can make it for cheaper at home and spending more on crafty material.
That's also boy math. And they're like, I can make that. It'll be so much faster and cheaper. And then here you are 2 years later and you're like, hey, so about that.
Yeah.
That was like the other day I asked Bryce because our table got wiggly.
Yeah.
I was like, can you just tighten the things? And he's like, why do I have to do that? I was like, because I don't want to.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay. And I was like, whatever. So I got him to do it. And he was like, wow, yeah, it's a really good thing that I did this because this one just fell out in my hand. And I was like, great. Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Oh, you told me another boy math one. And I had it in my head and I just lost it. Flowers.
Oh, boy math is buying you or not wanting to spend $10 on flowers because they're just going to die.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like it's also the thought that counts. Like when Izzy was buying Stacy like flowers every Monday, I was like, I love that.
But also I can get old.
Yes, I would do like flowers. I don't know. I just like the idea of like spontaneous flowers. Like don't buy flowers because you fucked up. Like don't buy flowers as an apology. Like buy flowers because you saw them and you're like, oh my goodness, I love these. Like I'm going to get them for my like wife or girlfriend or whatever.
Yeah.
I like that.
I agree.
But it also doesn't have to be flowers. Like, oh, I saw your favorite candy, so I bought you some. Or, oh, I stopped for Slurpees on the way home, so I bought you some.
Yeah.
I had to ask for that. I was like, if you stop for Slurpees on the way home, assume that I also want one.
Yeah.
And he was like, okay. I'm like, why do I have to ask for that?
Yeah. Oh, that's good.
Well.
But this is relationships.
Mm-hmm.
I hope you enjoyed this episode.
Yeah.
it's just talking about our relationships.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, feel free to chime in and let us know, like, if there's anything that works for you or that you had to learn through or work through or whatever. Yeah. Because, yeah, like, Mac and I's relationships are very different, where, like, she started the relationship as an adult and I started this relationship as a child.
Yeah.
So it's, like, even the whole, like, spending nights over when you're first dating, like, that was insane to me because we were still in high school. Whereas
I'm in my mid-20s.
Yeah, we were, like, not allowed to do that. Like, I asked Bryce, and I was like, this is the most cringiest thing I've ever done. I'm a little bit embarrassed about it, but he thought it was cute. Every time he, like, walk me to my locker after lunch, I'd be like, can I give you a hug? Because I was too nervous to actually touch.
Oh, my God. I see it. I get that.
But, like, nowadays, I'd be like, I'm going to give you a hug. Like, I'm not going to, like, I don't know. It was just weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I can see it, right, being the kid, but, like, for me, it was like I'm sleeping over and I'm like, why do I can't feel weird about that. I'm in my mid-20s, right? I'm like, I feel weird about that now. Like, yeah, this is my first relationship.
Yeah.
But still, I'm like, I'm an adult. I know what I like and what I don't like. And I don't know, I just approach things differently.
Yeah, no, it was like, I wish I'd, like, I want to do high school over with the knowledge that I have now. Because I would do it very differently and it would be a lot more fun.
I would have saved myself a lot of time.
I just want to hang out with all my friends in the same spot again.
I would have gone a different route knowing that I'm going to end up where I ended up.
Yeah, Bryce wouldn't even go back to high school. He'd be like, I don't need a degree to be a framer. And then he just wouldn't have done high school.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, well.
No, I would have done more like human kinetics type courses and stuff. I would have taken that leap.
Yeah.
Or leaned into food and then gone back into nutrition, something like that.
Yeah.
Psychology felt like an extra step that I'm not really using right now. But I don't know. Everything leads you to where you're supposed to be. And
yeah, hindsight's 2020.
The universe is blah, 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 working its magic, but
all that good stuff. All right. Well, check out patreon.com/sometimes Ciabatta slaps to sign up for our Patreon, where you get all of our episodes ad free. We only started putting ads in them for season 2, so it's season 2 episodes ad free. It's $2 a month, so go on there, and once we get patrons, then we will kind of start doing like some little extra videos and stuff. So go on there and sign up for that.
Definitely. And then for our socials, I'm Mak Joy.
I'm Mak Jubes.
We are Sometimes Ciabatta Slaps on all social media platforms. You can find our website, sometimesciabattaslaps.com, and on our website you can find our book club, previous books, reviews, etc., affiliate links, episode links to audio and video. You can sign up for email releases if you want to know what's going on about us prior to. Also on our Instagram, that's where we do all of our polls. That's where we found all our responses from. So if you want to share your opinion on what we're doing with SCS, that would be the place to do it.
Yeah.
Give us, if you like what we're doing or you just like us, give us a like, rating, review. All these things help bump us up on the SEO, and we can have more friends of the Ciabatta Club. So
yay.
Hoping you guys can help us there.
Yeah.
Really up to you for that.
All right.
Awesome. And on that note, we will see you guys next Tuesday.
Ta-ta for now.
Bye.
Bye.